Cruise Chat. I'm Kathleen Penner, owner of Plenty of Sunshine Travel, and today I'm joined by Cindy. And Cindy is from Norwegian Cruise Line, as you can see from her slide. And today we're going to be going over some really exciting itineraries, some amazing promos, because hey, these Black Friday deals are just incredible. And it's a whole bunch of other stuff. But remember, I've met with Cindy numerous times. And those of you who are subscribed to our channel, you know that if you go to the playlist for each and every cruise line I meet, I have a playlist for all of those. So you can look back at all of our past episodes and just get a feel of what everything else we've discussed. And you might as well just keep binge watching on Norwegian Cruise Line, right? So over to you, Cindy.
Hi, thanks a lot, Kathleen, and thank you so much for having me once again with you. And hi, everyone watching actually this video. We're so glad to be here today because we want to talk about what? Dreaming. And I'm a daydreamer as well. And actually, the first thing I always dream about is vacations. So yes, this is actually back to winter time in Canada. I know you may feel it as hard as I am with the actual cold, maybe snow even outside. So let's actually look for a little bit of what? Sunshine with Kathleen. So
let's have plenty of sunshine, shall we?
Plenty of sunshine. So to help you with that, we have great deals for you because yes, that's what we love doing at Norwegian is giving you deals. Some of them, however, may be limited time. So that's why do not wait. Just go into it and just start dreaming about your next vacation today. So as Black Friday is coming, it's at the corner. We have amazing promotions. So not only now, we offer 70% off the second guest, 70, yes, 70, that's what I said. But as well, we will include in your reservation with the free at sea promotion, lots and lots of perks. So for example, you would get access to open bar, specialty dining, excursions, Wi-Fi. If you travel actually with a third and a fourth guest into your cabin on selected dates, they may even go for free on $99. And as well, we have those two little things. Actually, not that little, but first is the free air for the second guest. So you already had 70% off the cruise fare, but now actually we have deals with all the major airlines in North America. When you are the first passenger, you're going to pay the fare for the air that we have negotiated to start with the airline, but the second guest will go for free. And I mean zero, not even taxes. The only thing that may come at the charge would be like seat selection or maybe luggages, but that's an amazing opportunity. And you're going to say, no, but what about Toronto, Miami, Toronto, New York? How much do I really save? And I'm like, you know what? We do that. That's for sure. We already have those savings on the close to home parts, but we have as well Hawaii, Europe, Asia, and much more. We go everywhere in the world. And if you have checked recently, actually pricing to go over to Europe, you may see like easily like $5,000, $6,000, $1,500, and that's why we would enable you to save. As well, for limited time, we would have the Cruise First certificate. So Cruise First, I'm going to get into that in just a minute if you don't know what it is. But here, you know what's really matters is the value of what you're going to get, and this is why you need a wonderful travel advisor like Kathleen, because she knows where the value lies, right? The question is always, what's expensive? What's cheap? What's the deal? But what's a good deal? If you pay $1,000, what will you get for that $1,000? And this is what a good deal is. My apologies. So basically here is an overview of the perks. And what we want to talk about is indeed Cruise First. So Cruise First, this is a program that Norwegian has actually created over a year ago. It was in November last year, when you can purchase a certificate valid towards any new reservations, where actually you're going to pay us $150 and the certificate will be valued at $300. But for a limited time, and you can see it on the screen, you can pay $250 and we will add another $250, which means the value of the certificate will be $500. So that's basically another $250 saving on your next reservation.
And that might cover that second guest at 70% off, depending, or mostly covered. It just depends on where you're going. But wow, yeah, amazing.
Oops, sorry, I muted myself for a
Oh,
second.
yes.
So yes, indeed, this is amazing because when you do those little saving here, little savings there, this is actually something you can spend more on your actual vacation. And the best thing to do in the world, spoil yourself, right? We all need actually a little bit of pampering time, especially after those 2 years talking too much about, you know what, but we won't name it.
Yes.
We need to think about great future time.
Mhm.
So now actually, while we talk about some promotions, you're going to say, okay, great. I understand I can make actually some savings, but on what could I do it? Where to go? Which ship
Right.
I can visit? Do not forget that a cruise ship is a destination entirely as well. That's why I love with cruising. You pack and unpack only once, but you actually to visit multiple countries sometimes in one single voyage. And the last one is Norwegian Prima. So Norwegian Prima is our latest ship. She's not yet here. This is so exciting. She's going to be with us from summer 2022, but we have started to talk about her because not only she's a new ship, but she will be actually the first of a brand new class of ships. So, which means she's going to be completely different from all the other ships we have in Norwegian. Don't get me wrong, our existing fleet is amazing, but really we wanted to take another step actually with Norwegian Prima. So first off, Norwegian Prima, this is where basically we will give a capital S to space because that's what we wanted to do. Some of the cruise lines, you know, nowadays, they take pretty much the bet like the bigger, the better. We won't do that, and we're very proud about it. So the bigger, yes, but we will actually welcome less passengers on board to give back the space to our passenger. So for the Prima, for example, she's going to be roughly as big as one of our existing ships that can today welcome 4,000 passengers. But instead of having 4,000 passengers on board, she's going to have only 3,215. So it means like there's roughly 400 cabins that we remove, and those space will come back to you. Bigger cabins and bigger outdoor space. We heard you loud and clear that when you're on the cruise ship, what do you want to do? What do you want to see is the water. You want to feel close to the ocean, and we understand that, right? We're all here at Norwegian. We have a passion for the ocean. We want to see it. So this is why we have created new spaces as well, new experiences on board. So not only you will get this fabulous deck where you will get way much more. Actually, we're going to double. To make it simple, we're going to double the outdoor space compared to actually our latest class of ships, the Breakaway Plus. If you know Norwegian, I'm talking about Norwegian Encore, Norwegian Bliss, and so on, where you have this amazing concept that is called the waterfront. Waterfront is you have actually one deck with all the restaurants and bars together. You know, a little bit like when you walk downtown your city and you're just like, want to find a nice place to eat or drink right on Thursday night. It's a little bit the same with the theater at the end, so we have the same. But now actually, we have actually a few years back created the waterfront when you can dine in or you can dine out on the terrace, which is a wonderful view on the sea. Now this place, this outdoor space will be doubled, more than doubled. So everyone can truly enjoy outdoor, and that's what we absolutely love.
That's one of the things I absolutely love about Norwegian Cruise Line. I love that there's so many things outside, like the outdoor eating and just all the venues outside, because everything you're there for the ocean and you want to be out facing. And I think that's amazing that it's designed that way. And to have this ship designed with more of that is really cool.
Absolutely. You got a point. It's like you can actually go on some other cruise ship. I have experienced actually lots of different cruise ships. They all tend to say, we call it that way, looking in, which means that most of the public spaces would be actually inside the ship. You may have a little bit opening here and there, but you would never find what you have on Norwegian with the waterfront on now actually Ocean Boulevard. This is how we're going to call it. So where basically truly you feel like you are in a resort, like you have the ocean, you have the space outdoor, and you can take the breeze. I love the breeze. Breath and breeze. Actually,
Yeah.
it's just going to be absolutely amazing. And see that one with Ocean Walk, which is going to be on new
Mhm.
glass bridge over the ocean. You're going
Yep.
to be like, isn't it amazing? Like 50 feet over the ocean.
Yeah.
Imagine the kind of selfies you will be able to actually do on that bridge. It's going to be a really, really fun experience because Norwegian, the other thing as well, we are fun people and we have fun ships. You have the choice. And that's what I really love. Do you want to go lazy on your sun chair all day on this
Mhm.
amazing infinity swimming pool? You can. But if you want to go actually crazy and go into go-kart, go into laser tag, for example, go to gym, you absolutely can because this is what we're going to offer on board. And check those infinity pools. Those actually, for me, they are the wow effect because
Yeah.
most of cruise ships nowadays, they have a pool deck, which is on the top, right? Everybody knows it with a main swimming pool. Maybe you have a couple of different swimming pools, some for the kids, some for the adults. What we're going to do now, you will have actually the pool deck. We don't change it, everybody loves it. But now on deck number 8, which is going to be midship, you're going to have as well 2 infinity pools on each side of the
Wow.
ship in addition to the pool deck. So which
Mhm.
means that actually our guests will be able to enjoy the view from both sides and don't gather necessarily around the very same swimming pool. So this is great because
Mhm.
our guests will naturally spread, in space on the ship. So you will feel actually a little bit more exclusive, I guess, with your own space. And I absolutely adore that.
Yeah.
And I was talking, so now when you can relax on a swimming pool, of course, there's way much more that we would be able to do on board. We have released actually a few days ago our new news about the entertainment on board. And I invite you to watch a little video with
Mhm.
me to discover what you're going to get on board. Bear with me.
Alrighty.
Step aboard Norwegian Prima, where you can zoom around the only 3-level racetrack at sea and feel the rush of the fastest slides on the open ocean. Go from riding waves and finding the perfect laid-back vibes to getting in on the action and exploring virtual worlds. Then catch show-stopping headliners in the only venue at sea that transforms from a 3-story theater to a spectacular Vegas-style nightclub. Be the first to discover experiences beyond expectation. Norwegian Prima, coming summer 2022.
So what do you think about it, Kathleen?
That looked amazing. Oh my goodness. And I noticed that the go-kart track was 2 levels.
So now
That's
it's going to be
new.
3,
Yeah.
actually 3
3.
levels. We have 2 levels actually on our existing fleet for the Breakaway Plus class, but now it's going to be 3 levels.
3. Wow.
It's going to be able to welcome up to 15 contestants at the same time
Okay.
and going actually 50 kilometers an hour. So that's going to be like a quarter mile for the track. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
And you've seen as well, we're going to have like new musical Broadway. Remember, with Norwegian, we talk about Broadway musicals.
Mhm.
So we talk about Donna Summer. So I cannot wait to see this one. It's going to be amazing. And my favorite actually of the new release was all about the dry slide, a 10-story dry slide. You don't want to get into the elevator? Fine, we have an alternative for you. So where you can go from actually deck 18 to deck number 8 in just the dry slide. Don't need to be in a swimsuit, you can just go into it.
Oh,
And I think that's just amazing. That's the first thing I'm going to do
yeah.
when I am on
Wow.
board. I'm going to go, and we're the only one to offer it, so it's going to be really, really fun. But
Oh goodness. Yeah. Wow. And it kind of loops through, almost looks like it's looping through the decks, didn't it?
correct,
It's,
correct.
yeah.
It
Wow.
will, it will. So I think this is an amazing experience. Imagine if you have a GoPro or just your iPhone. Basically nowadays, you can take just videos, selfie videos. It's going to be really a ton of fun.
Yeah. Oh
We
no, my
want
husband will be going down that with the GoPro. Don't you worry about that one. I can see it. Yeah.
we want our guests to have fun. It's
Mhm.
vacation. We want you to be able to decide. Once again, it's all about the choice. And I don't know if you're like me, Kathleen, but when I am on vacation, I don't like someone to tell me what I should do, not do, at what time. And this is what actually makes the difference with Norwegian is the freestyle.
Right.
We don't have any fixed dining time, remember, and we actually enables you to go either like relaxing day, next to the swimming pool with a good book, a good cocktail. But if you want actually to go crazy, you absolutely can as well.
That's a good thing. Choices are always good.
Choices is always the one. Alrighty, so let's move on actually to our special deals, because you know what? That's always what I'm saying is like, I work for Norwegian, right? But I know that when it's about booking your vacation, there's never a better way to do it than ask a travel advisor. And especially if you have someone as fantastic as Kathleen can be, because you're welcome. I mean, that's true, because travel advisors, they're just like more than just click to book, right? That you can do it at home, but they know basically so much more about the destination, about how, for example, Norwegian works, when and where you can get the best deals, because they know people. For example, Kathleen, she knows me. I am working for Norwegian, so if she has questions, concerns, that can happen as well. Or she wants to get a bit more insights about where are the best prices, promotion, she's just asking me. She's picking up the phone and she asks me, and we ensure to work together. Sometimes she would actually even have like be really harsh on me to negotiate actually an exclusive deals for you. And that's what she has done right now. She has secured some spaces. That's what travel advisors do. So they go actually on your preferred itinerary, the bucket list destination, and they actually block rooms and prices to ensure that whatever price is available on the public website, whenever you're basically ready to book, she may have and probably will have a cheaper deal because she has secured them at the right time. If you ever booked actually a hotel or I don't know, a flight ticket or actually a cruise, you may notice that the prices are going up and down all the time. Every cruise lines, every airlines, we all do it basically. Here, Kathleen, she knows. She just simply knows when the price is actually the lowest, and she ensures to block them whenever possible. So that's what she's done actually on 4 itineraries.
Yeah, so I made sure to block the group space as soon as it becomes available, because I find that's always the lowest price. And if I'm wrong and a better deal comes out, we can just adjust it. No big deal. But when they first come out, absolutely, it is the best price.
So you see, she even think about you, even actually you may don't know her yet. Isn't it amazing? So we're going to talk about 4 wonderful itineraries where actually Kathleen has blocked some spaces for you. And I always, some people say, oh, let's keep the best for the last. And I'm like, no, I'm going to start with definitely the best itinerary out there, which is actually a 7-day round trip from and to Honolulu to explore Hawaii. Hawaii bucket list. Oh, actually, have you ever met somebody who was like, Hawaii? No, not my cup of tea. I don't want to go. Of course, we all want to go. I am booked myself for next year. Something that during pandemic happened is like, we've been told for close to 2 years, you cannot travel. You cannot go there. And I'm like, you know what? From now on, I will go. All those places I always dreamed about. I think it's time to go. And this is what I've done. I'm booked for next year going to Hawaii. And this itinerary is fantastic because we are the only one to offer it. It's a 7-day round trip from Honolulu. I'm not saying that we're the only one to offer cruises in Hawaii, but other cruise lines, what they would do, they would depart mostly from West Coast, like Vancouver, Seattle, for example, which means easily 4, sometimes even 5 days at sea before eventually you get there, which makes with another week actually exploring the islands, we're easily on 12, sometimes even 14 days. So here what we offer, easy peasy, an 8-day, basically Saturday to Saturday. This is where all cruise departs and returns. So easy to manage your travels. It's like you fly maybe the day before after work, for example, you get there and you're ready to go for your cruise and you come back, you can relax on the Sunday night before coming back to work. In the end of the day, only 1 week is enough. And we're the only cruise line as well, where you will be basically at port every single day. There's no days at sea in our itineraries. And there's even 2 overnights actually in our itinerary. So this is just amazing. And Kathleen actually we actually sell this itinerary all year long, and that's even open until 2025 right now. But if you want to get the best deals right now with Kathleen, she has secured spaces in May 2024. So have a look into it. But this is just wonderful. You know, like when you start with Honolulu, you can even actually add a couple of days before, after, if you want to explore more, basically, of the island. Like, you know, Waikiki Beach, for example, if you want to go to Pearl Harbor Memorial, so you can actually visit those places here. But otherwise, it's just all about nature. Something I mentioned as well is like, you know, when I said I love cruising because like you unpack and pack only once, and that's true. And those kind of destinations like Hawaii, because it's a bunch of islands, it's definitely the best because your hotel travels for you at night. You just wake up every morning. Yeah. So it's just beyond the simple pack and unpack. It's like, and you enjoy the view when actually your hotel travels for you. And you don't have to wake up early in the morning just to catch a flight, catch a little boat, because let's face it, if you wanted to visit 4 islands in 7 days, there would be a lot of travel during that week. Here, I'm just offering, just sleep, just wake up in the morning, enjoy your breakfast, get off the ship, and basically go and explore on your own.
And each of the islands has such a different feel and a different offering. So sometimes when I'm planning, you know, land trips for my clients and I'm like, okay, which island did you want to go to? They can't make up their mind. So then I just offer this and I'm like, you know what? Why not see them all? It's just the best, not them all, pardon me. There's, you know, but why not see a lot of them? And, you know, it's just a good way to go and to explore all the different areas because they are so vastly different.
Absolutely. And as you can see on that picture, some of those places are just magical. You have the same feeling a little bit in Alaska, for example. It's just about those sceneries. And if you notice actually on that picture, where is the road? There's no road actually to see that. So it's great actually to be on a ship when you can step back a little bit and just enjoy the full picture, the full view. And when you go to the Napali coast, for example, in Hawaii, those are just magical. There's just no other words. So please come and visit us in Hawaii. But if you maybe already have explored Hawaii, or maybe your next bucket list is more like on the other side, right, of the continent, and you'd rather go to Europe, we offer this wonderful, wonderful Greek Isle and Turkey amazing itineraries. I love it. I'm in love with it. I'm from Europe myself, and I've been fortunate enough to travel a lot to Greece already and Turkey. And I can tell you, this amazing itinerary, you will not regret one single minute out of it. It's just absolutely wonderful. Everybody's talking about Greece at the moment. Actually, it's like, it's a wonderful destination, great people, great weather, great food, a little bit of ouzo, actually, if you want to taste the local liquors. So what is your favorite place about Greece, Kathleen?
Oh, I have not been to Greece, but I love history. And so for me to see some of those, you know, famous landmarks and some of the deep history, I would be engrossed in it and I wouldn't want to leave. I'm quite certain about that. So it would be really neat to see some of those things.
I agree. And you picked actually a wonderful time to go, which is October 2023. Because like, remember, you don't want to Greece necessarily in the very big heat of the summer. It's wonderful. You're still on the ocean, so it's still a good one. But I think September, October, personally, are the best time to go. All kids are back to school. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And yeah, you definitely have wonderful, wonderful weather. Here it's a 7-day cruise on the beautiful Norwegian Jade, and you will be able to depart and return to and from Athens. So ideal as well if you want to fly a couple of days before, stay a couple of days after to explore the city. Of course, you should do it. But you would be able to visit roads. For example, this is very famous for, you know, those crystal blue waters and dramatic sceneries. You would be able to visit them. Bodrum, I've been there actually quite a few years back in Turkey. So I remember going to one of those Turkish bath places, and I had kebabs, the actual Turkish kebabs. It was wonderful. A bit of shopping, of course. Well, you want to go to Turkey for shopping. And actually, we tend to forget, but Turkey is one. You were talking about history. You have fantastic archaeological sites as well in Bodrum. You have actually like great things to see. Mykonos as well. So we all heard about those windmills, very, very famous. You will get as well to Paris, Heraklion, and here my favorite places in all the islands, which is Santorini. Santorini, you want to do it at least once in your lifetime. You have to. I don't want to tell you what to do, but
you should check it out. Yeah.
It's always, it's always like those pictures, we all have seen them. And to be honest, every single picture looks wonderful. It's nothing compared to the real life experience. It's so, so beautiful. The island is fantastic. You have a lot of little streets, and actually you get there, so you're at the bottom with the cruise ship, and you can get up there and visit in a day, and it's just amazing. It's just like the sweet life, to be honest, when you just walk down the little streets and get a little bit of shopping. You stop actually for a great dish, and you just like enjoy your day and the view, of course. Absolutely. So you have secured dates in October 2023, as we mentioned. So, but of course, we still have some more dates available. So feel free to ask Kathleen if you need. But now maybe you're going to say, okay, great, Hawaii, Europe, but I want to travel a little bit closer to my home for the time being. We hear you loud and clear. So this is why we have two more itineraries where you can go actually to Eastern and Western Caribbean. So here, the first one departing from Miami is going to be a 7-day on a beautiful Norwegian Escape. So this date where we have secured spaces is for June 2023. And this one is departing and returning from Miami. Returning to Miami, we have 5 ports of call in 1 week. So we have basically Dominican Republic, we have Virgin Islands, so the US one, the British one, and finally, my favorite place on earth, Great Stirrup Cay, which is basically our private island at Norwegian. If you didn't know, we were the very, very first cruise line back to the 70s, ladies and gentlemen, to actually own the very, very first private island in the industry. And I remember at the time, everybody was calling us crazy. It was like, why a cruise line would actually buy a piece of land? And we're like, you know what? We want to bring you this feeling of, the sand between the toes experience. That's what we want. And that's only for Norwegian guests. So that would be truly your own island for the day. If you actually have booked the free at sea offer, if you have the actual drink package included on the ship, the island is an extension of the ship. So you would be as well able to enjoy your drink package while you are actually on the island. So that's great, because sometimes, when you go on the beach, different beaches, when actually you get off the ships in some other destinations, well, what you're doing while at port is at your own expense. Here, actually, you would get your drinks included, and we love to party. We love to party, and we've been voted the Caribbean's leading cruise line for 8 years in a row, and there's a reason for that, because we know Caribbeans and we know where you can have fun, basically.
Absolutely.
If you have already explored the Eastern Caribbean, welcome to Western Caribbeans. So as well, departed from Miami. Here you're going to have as well 5 ports of call. I've done this itinerary as well. I've done both. And this one, I really, really love it. It's slightly different. We're actually on the western part. So where you're going to touch Roatan, Harvest Key, which is our second private island in Belize, Costa Maya, and Cozumel. Just one information about our second private island, Harvest Key, to be transparent. So this one, we do not own it. Long short story, we basically kind of rent it to the government of Belize, so we cannot, due to local regulations, your drink package unfortunately cannot be used while on the island, but you have fantastic beach. The beach is wonderful, it's so big, and you have sunshades all over the place. You can book excursions to enjoy your day, of course, and then the rest of the itinerary would be in Mexico. And believe me, it's funny, because I was myself in Cozumel no later than 5 days ago. And I kid you not. And I found this beautiful, I've been like a couple of miles within the land, and I found this beautiful, beautiful hacienda. So this used to be a monastery, actually, that is turned now actually into a sort of local sustainable farm and restaurant. And I had the best Mexican food in my life. Forget about your local Mexican restaurant, right? Guys, Toronto, what you can find in Toronto, in Vancouver, all that, it can be good, but nothing compared to that. And this is what we invite you to do, is like every day you're going to be in a different port to have a little taste
Yes.
of basically those destinations. Literally, I had a little taste of Mexico. And you know, it's fantastic because that enables you as well to have a peek in some destination. And maybe one day you say, you know what, I will come back and maybe on that destination for 1 full week, for example. Like Kathleen can help you, of course, to book it, because that's what I love with cruising is like you can definitely have a peek and you don't have to choose. We don't have so many vacation days, right? Every year. Maybe your budget is not like 150% extendable. So what you can do is just like have a peek, because we don't know what to choose. You know, sometimes you want to go to Europe, what you're going to choose between Italy and Greece, France, where I am from, Spain, Greece, Turkey, we talked about it, and much more. Why choosing? Just have actually a cruise when you can enjoy a taste of everything. And truly, if one of them like hits your heart, right, you can go back and truly explore more in details. That's why I love cruising. What do you think, Kathleen?
Oh, absolutely. There's nothing like cruising. You know, getting on that ship, being pampered from the second you board, and sometimes even before that, when you check in at the pier, right straight through until you leave, and you don't want to leave. It's so hard. Then when you get that little ticket in your, you know, in your stateroom the day before, what time to depart and to disembark, you're like, no, it can't be
No.
yet. There's just nothing like cruising, and it's an experience of itself, and you're in such a good bubble, and you're just, it feels like a whole nother world, and you're just taken care of so much, and you get to explore, check out all the history, all the local areas. And I love to travel. I think of myself as a traveler, not a tourist. So I really like to dive deep into the area and into the culture, and check all that out. And there's no better way to do it than on a cruise.
I adore that. I'm a traveler, not a tourist.
Yes.
And that's actually, I should have a tattoo that says that actually here, because I think that's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, travel. I love cruising. Cruising is definitely for the travelers. And you get actually, in the meantime, remember, thanks to Kathleen, you have actually advice, tips before, during, and after you cruise, right? And she will help you to book the next.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, as soon as the best way to get over post-cruise blues is to book another one and then have that countdown going.
So remember, last words is like those amazing promotions we have right now. They are limited time and limited inventory as well. The only thing you have to do to secure a cruise with Norwegian is to pay a deposit, which is $250 US per cabin for 2 people. Usually, actually, it's $250 per person, but we have a limited time promotion when it's $250 for 2. So that's about what, 330 something Canadian,
Something like
right?
that, yeah.
And that's all you need for now. The actual balance, the payment for the balance will not be due before 4 months before travel, which is 120 days to be exact. So you have plenty of time to think, to save a little bit more. We're talking here about 23, 24. And if you need to cancel before final payment due date, no worry. You will get back your full deposit refunded to you, no question asked. So better secure now a great deal before somebody else books it before you, because that happens. We all have been through that situation. You know, you waited maybe like even an hour, sometimes say, I don't know, I'm going to do that in 1 hour. And that was the last one available. And too bad you missed it. We don't want to feel that feeling.
Booking early gets you the best, not only the best price, but the best location as well on the ship. So you want to make sure that, you know, you're midship, you're not going to feel it as much. I mean, they're great stabilized. It's not like you're going to be feeling it, but I prefer midship personally, and close to the elevator so that you can go get that delicious food. And it just works out really well. Just booking early.
Exactly. And if you wonder if it's your first time watching our videos, you've never been on a cruise and you're like, what's midship? Why should I be midship? That's exactly why you need to pick up your phone now and call Kathleen, because she knows about the experience and how your experience should get better.
And you were talking about paying it down over time. One of the things that many of my clients do is they say, okay, I'm going in 20 months. Can we figure out how much I owe each month and just apply it on a particular date? So whatever works for you. And then I just log on that date, I make the payment, and you don't have to worry about it. And by the time final payment is due, you might only owe $300 or so on. It's just makes it easier.
Fantastic. So thanks a lot, Kathleen, for having me again today. That was
Thank you for
wonderful.
coming. It's so wonderful to have you here. It's just wonderful to chat with you about Norwegian, and thank you so much for taking the time.
Lovely. See you very soon, everybody.
Okay, goodbye, everybody. Have a great
Bye-bye.
week. Thank you so much for watching this week's cruise chat with Cindy from Norwegian Cruise Line. It was really, really nice to see the Prima, to see some of its new features that they have, and it's just incredible. And to talk about the group space that we have. Plenty of Sunshine Travel, as you saw, has taken out lots of group space on really, really cool itineraries. And I hope you'll be able to join us someday. It would be great to see you. Next week, I'm going to be meeting with Charmaine from Taup Cruises, and we're going to be talking about their all-inclusive cruising. So what it means for that river cruise line, and basically what is all included in an all-inclusive cruise. If you're listening to this on our podcast and you want to see some of the images, be sure to head over to our YouTube channel. It is Plenty of Sunshine Travel on YouTube. You can also listen to us on the go on our Cruise in the Waves podcast. And I put up a brand new cruise chat every single week. I believe we're up to 73 or 74 now, if I'm not mistaken. So there's lots of choices and lots of different cruise lines to look through. So be sure to subscribe to our channel, and then you'll be able to see when the new ones come out. I do announce them over on our Facebook page, which is also Plenty of Sunshine Travel on Facebook and Instagram. So if you want to kind of see, if you want to know when it comes out, the best way to do it is to subscribe, or you could just head on over to our Facebook page and get in on the conversation. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great week. Goodbye, everybody.